Greek word for tolakoutos is an adjective. It referred to the inspiration of God, the inspired of God, inspired by God. Telos is God, penos is to breathe, is used in. The Greek word was used in the New Testament one time, and it referred to 2 Timothy chapter 3 verse 16. All scripture is given by the inspiration of God and is profitable for doctrines, for reproof, for correction, for instruction in righteousness. Paul's second letter to Timothy. This is Paul's final, most personal letter. He wrote it from another time in prison, addressing Paul the co-worker, protege, the young Timothy. We don't know how much time exactly passed since he wrote 1 Timothy. We can see Paul's situation has changed, and for the worse. He imprisoned to Rome, which conferred to under house arrest, and mentioned in Acts chapter 28. And quickly be released from the imprisonment, another long ministry, and then arrested again in Taurus. Either way, Paul says he's in the middle of the court trial. It's not going well. He's really sure he's not going to survive this one. All this worked out situation, Paul appears to Timothy. It seems like assignment of Ephesus. He asked Timothy to come with him in the prison. So Paul gets back to the church and planting missions they started. Much detail about teachers about bad theology, Timothy really knows about it. He does give us one hint. He say teaching the resurrection has already taken place. He didn't know if teachers were following Greek philosophical rejection or the whole idea of the body and resurrection. They think it's only really spiritual experiences. It could be simply distorted by Paul's teaching about resurrection of life, begins now through the power of the Spirit. Either way, the problem is that it has been abandoned by the robust, the future resurrection of the new creation. They embrace instead of private, hyper-spiritual as a Christian that this disconnects the day-to-day life. So Paul calls them to raise up faithful leaders who are going to teach the real good news about Jesus. They should voice this arguments and results leading teachers. In contrast, Timothy's leadership team are to keep main things in the main things. Let me focus on the core stories, messages of scriptures. Paul's day, this meant primarily in the Old Testament. Scriptures, Paul says, are to give you wisdom, leads to salvation through the faith, Messiah, of Jesus. Saying the whole point of Scripture, tell a unified story that leads to Jesus and that has wisdom to offer the whole earth. Paul talks about Scripture, nature, and purpose. He says all Scripture is divinely breathed, literally God's Spirit. That refers to his role in guiding biblical authorities. The world is what God wants to see people to hear. He speaks to people in Scriptures for very particular purposes. He uses useful teaching, telling them things I did not know before. They use for very challenging in a face that say, believe what I do not actually live consistent with. He's for correcting me, exposing many mess of ways, thinking and behaving. Useful for training him righteous, showing me new ways of truly human. It's all God's people will prepare for the good doing good.